And then when you see it, it's like, you know, it's like we're poisoning ourselves or whatever. Just from like that one, like just a little bit of influence that they'll make.
Also, we'll talk a little bit more about our communities. Our education, as far as that. I mean, how it's relevant to our community as far as helping it up and all that.
I mean, what we need is better schools. We need better schools. We need schools to go out into the communities and like show, like, you know, bring these good students to show that, you know, this is what you could be, whatever, you know, because they're constantly seeing, you know, the drug dealers, or the people playing sports, whatever. I mean, show kids that want to be doctors, lawyers, engineers, judges, you know, pharmacists. Show kids that want to be professionals. Because that's what they always say, you know, if your dad is a doctor, you're going to be a doctor. If your dad's not a doctor, you're not going to want to be a doctor, because you don't see that. You don't see the benefits from that. If your dad's not a lawyer, judge, engineer, you're not going to want to be that. If it's not somebody in the family that's doing this and you're not exposed to it, you're not going to want it. So we need these schools and like these teachers, because a lot of teachers, they had other jobs before they were teaching. You know, we need them to go out into the communities, whatever, and show that, you know, this is what this person does, whatever, like, and do small stuff to get them interested in it. Because if you don't build an interest at a young age, you know, you're not going to build an interest at a late age. I mean, you're not exposed to it, like, for a lot of things. So, and you're not going to know the benefits of it. You're not going to know that, you know, you go out there and you be an engineer, you can go back to your community, you can help, like, fix how everything is set up, or you can be an urban regional planner, you can, you know, build better communities for us and everything. But, like, kids don't know anything about these type of jobs or whatever, professions, so they're not gonna want it. Yes. Like, for me, like, I went to one of two historical black high schools in Tampa, and I know for a fact that, you know, we promoted, you know, community well-being and everything, and we were like in one of the, you know, worst neighborhoods or whatever. But at the same time, we had all these people that, you know, went to the school, whatever, from the community that would be stuck in their ways, and, you know, like, it would bring the school down. But when we first got there, so much school pride, because we had all, like, the alumni that would come back, and they would show, like, what it should be or whatever, like they have that pride or whatever, like they know what they worked for. And okay. So like they know what they worked for or whatever, and they try to instill it in us, and, you know, it made us want to get back to that. But then as time progressed or whatever, you know, they lose track of it, and then they lose track of their own morals and goals and self, and, like, you know, what the school stood for, and like it just went down from there. That's just for me or whatever. Like, I was fortunate enough to find out, like, what I wanted to do in the 6th grade, and then, like, I told you I went to one of two historical black high schools. I went to the other one. I was in middle school. I was going there on Saturdays to, you know, learn more about what I wanted to do. But that's just because, you know, I was exposed to, like, lawyers and stuff like that, and engineers and stuff, as a young age. And that's what I was saying, you know, we need to get other kids exposed to these type of things. So they don't. They're not going to know anything about it. They're not going to want to do it because they're not going to have a passion for it. They're just going to see the money in it, and, like, they're going to think, oh, I want to do that just for that. But if you don't have a passion for something, you know, it doesn't matter how much money it is, the money's in it, you know, you're not going to want to do it because it's going to be too hard, because you don't really want it. You want the money. And then that's when we just perpetuate the whole cycle, and then they start wanting fast money, then they get back to, you know, things that are not. I gotta a little bit.
How do you define black success? What is that?
Self-sufficiency. Not needing, self-sufficient. You don't have anybody that you're answering to. And it's not even black success, it's like success in general. All over the world. You know where you're from, you're promoting your race, you're doing things that,
I used to work for my friends.
not even doing things, like, you just,
$20,000.
you don't need to answer to anybody. You know, you want something, you can get it. You know, if it's something you want to achieve, you work for it. Success is just it's a constant cycle. It's just whenever you want something, whenever it's something that you have your eye on, that you work towards it. That's success. It's a process. You know, it's not just attaining. So it's not getting to this point because it's never a point. It should never be a point. You should never rest in your laurels. It's wanting something to fight for. That's how I define success.
So it has nothing to do with materialism, huh?
Nothing at all.
I like that too.
Because if you live for material, I mean, then what are you really living for? You know, all this stuff will be gone one day.
Yes.
So why live for something that's only temporary?
That's the fishy part.
That's my look on it.
So, your whole speech was inspirational, but I mean, I have to ask you. I mean, there's a lot of lost black girls and black boys out there too. We just don't have the right parent in the house, the right friend, go to these fucked up schools. Just don't have no positive male or female figures in there. All we know is TV. But you know, if you could say anything to them, what would that be, man?
If I could say anything. What's the right way
Sometimes they have
to say it?
it's like
Learn how to motivate yourself. Learn to look within and know that, you know, if there's anything that you really want, that you should have the heart, you should have the drive, and just the inspiration to look within and say, you know, I can do this. You know, I might not have what this next person has, but, you know, I have the spirit enough to go and achieve whatever I want.
Spirit.
That's what. Because, you know, like I don't want to go back to myself and be like, you know, because like I was raised up with like me and my mom for the most part. So I didn't have that father figure. But what I did have was the knowledge enough to look around and like you see what this person's doing. I knew to look and see what that person was doing, and see that, you know, is this helping them? If this is helping them, then I should take away something from that. You know, if I see something that's like hurting them or not helping them to succeed, you know, let it go. But your motivation should be yourself. You shouldn't have to look to anybody for motivation. That's what I lean for.
Okay. You got any last words though? That's all.
That's pretty much it. Just know what you want out of life and just go and get it.